Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. And we're going to have a good show. We're going to talk about a lot of things. I want you people to call into the show. This show is just about you guys. It's stuff that I've done. I'm going to tell you how I made changes to myself. I don't know if you guys are going to be too happy about it. My two co-hosts seem to be pleased that I'm going to be better.
You look nice, Heshy.
Thank you so much.
I've been telling you to behave yourself for the last year already.
I know that, Bumi, and we're going to try to do that. If we want to call into the show, we're going to call into 718-289-0070. What is that number, Sawyer?
718-289-0070.
Bumi, can you remember that number?
718-289-70.
Oh, God, he's not good. 0070. We're going to have call-ins tonight. I want to talk to you people. I want you to give me your ideas. Give me your messages. Signatures are starting in about 3 weeks, but then there might not be signatures. We're going to talk to you about all of that. And I'm hoping we're going to have a great show, and I want you all to be ready for Heshy's big time, ready to rock and roll for City Council, and a new Heshy and a new image, and yeah, I'll be wearing ties and suits. Anyways, well, let's pay for the show. What do we got tonight? We got...
High Tech Web Group.
High Tech Web Group. I don't know. I hear an echo again. My son doesn't know what he's doing. They are located. They're what located? 212-235-2777. 212-235-2777. You can reach him at info at hightechwebgroup.com. HITECHWEB.
What can he do for you?
GROUP.com. Why did you interrupt me?
I'm sorry.
High Tech Web Group. He does everything for you. They are professionals. They construct your website with skill and precision so you can finally experience a whole new world of business. High Tech Web Group, 212-235-2777. Then we have ttstyles.com, right, don't we?
She will do your hair, wigs, makeups, weddings, events, and all affairs. You can reach Tehila at TEHILA at TEETESTYLS.com or 718, that's 516-362-6484, 516-362-6484. Check out her Instagram at TTStyles1, that's TEETESTYLES1. And then we have,
And remember, she brings out the beauty in you.
She brings out the beauty in you. Tehila's not feeling so well this week, but she's getting better. And I love Tehila. Thank you so much. And my wonderful daughter-in-law. Now, I want you to know the next commercial is Green Line Building Solutions. And we're going to talk about that. Where are they located?
That's that
202 Foster Avenue.
Right?
He keeps interrupting this, Boomy.
You can go to Green Line for your preservation and development, fire department, criminal court, department of finance, environmental control board settlements, building consulting, violation removal, construction management, owner compliance, contracting, license
We
department.
get the picture. How come we have to go through all these things every time?
And your designs, which I just love.
Why don't we
that
just
look.
say you go to Building Solutions, Green Line Building Solutions, for everything and anything under the sun, and that's the end of it.
No,
and they're all covered.
No, it doesn't work like that, Boomy. Chill, Boomy.
718-871-0382. That's 718-871-0382.
Located at 202 First Avenue. And I'm going to tell you what happened. This week I was called, my foot hurt me. I hurt my foot in the snowstorm. It got exploded because I injured my foot, and it got bigger, and I was helping somebody, and then all of a sudden these wonderful volunteers came and helped me dig out of the snow.
What
It was
happened?
last
You
week.
fell?
I'm sorry, it was
Nobody
last
told
week. Yeah. It didn't fall. I just twisted it, and it blew up, and everybody's screaming at me, and I'm made out of steel, so I don't really take care. I kept going even though I was limping, and then my wife started screaming at me. My partner started screaming at me. Finally, they sent me to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Oh, you're going to die. You have a blood clot." I said, "Are you crazy, man?" At the end, I checked it out, MRIs. It's just a bad wound that's getting better, and I'm not going to heal up, so I'm going to lay in bed this weekend. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to get better, but I want you to know that even with bad foot, I was called to a building where fire inspectors came. And they got in illegally. They broke the lock. I posted it on a video. They used the key to get in, and they tried to find violations. They couldn't find anything. They found somebody in front of one door on the third floor. They found a toy blocking the hallway.
Wait a minute, you mean they deliberately went into the building hunting for violations without any foreknowledge that a violation presumably exists?
Correct. And not only that, but not only did they can't. And I caught them in the building, and I argued with them. Then they said, if you call the police, we're going to say that you touched us, and we're going to arrest you. And everybody doesn't believe me. I had it on video. I posted it on video. I have the people people talking how they took the key and they walked in. They said the door was open, and not only what bothered
They
me.
should be discharged.
Not only
immediately.
discharged, I posted the video. We could have had them arrested. We could have added on them. But I explained to them, and we'll beat the violation because it was just for something in the hallway. And they sat there for 3 hours. And my point is to you guys, I fight them. People ask me, Heshy, you're not scared? You have big whatever? Yes, my friends. You have to fight back. You have to say, Italy opened up all their restaurants all in one shot. Don't be scared. We need to open everything up, and we're going to talk about that.
We need to stand united.
Green Line Building Solutions, 718-871-0382. Even though I retire in 3 weeks, maybe, whatever, I'll be helping them
okay.
out. We're good to
Cooks
go.
Power, a family-owned and operated company serving the Brooklyn community and local areas, committed to quality and superior customer service. They specialize in residential and commercial
Slow
lighting,
down.
installation and repairs, as well as wiring or rewiring of your home or business. Check out their website, www.coogspowernyc, or call Cooks Power at 347-794-8236. That's 347-794-8236. Call Cooks Power and live a happy life.
He's just great. You got to be careful with electrical. You got to be very careful. They're family-owned business. Cooks Power. What's their email one more time?
www.
Not WW. What's his email? KUGS.
I'm giving his website. They could check out what he does. And
Just give him his email.
do you have his email?
What's his website, you crazy girl?
www.kugspowernYC.com.
You're beautiful. Thank you so much. You're just so great, wonderful lady. And then we have James Meadows, don't we?
We sure do. A highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Now I'm going to go through all the violations that Heshy commits: speeding, red light, cell phone, stop sign, failure to yield, and improper turn.
You know, it's
traffic
interesting.
offenses
This morning-
with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points increased, insurance rates, suspension of your driver's license, and even being arrested.
Heshy, this morning I left the house and I forgot my wallet. And I was driving from 17th Avenue to 12th Avenue without my wallet. What if a cop would have pulled me over?
You would have gotten a ticket for not having your driver's license, and he could have even arrested you if he
Heshy,
wanted
would we
to.
have chipped in for bail for him?
I would have bailed him out, but
The
I want you to
law-
know, that whole list you just mentioned by James
Could
Meadows?
James have handled that? Would he have?
He can handle, but I want you to know when I sit with Linda in the car, every time I commit an infraction, oh, you're gonna lose your license. Oh, I said, Linda, but I didn't get caught yet. She says, don't worry about it. I have James Meadows' number in case you do.
The law office of James Meadows is your best chance of beating your traffic. If you don't believe me, ask Heshy Tischler. You can reach James Meadows at 845-842-5387. That's 845-842-5387. And for people that can't remember, 845-TICKETS.
And then we have Plaza Auto Leasing.
Wonderful place. Plaza Auto Leasing. You should become a pal. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get the best of both worlds, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal at Plaza Auto Leasing. Sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000. They're conveniently located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue in the heart of Brooklyn. That's 2750 Nostrand Avenue. So go on in and become a pal today, and don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you.
718-975-9000. 2750 Nostrand Avenue, Plaza Auto Leasing. They're really very good. And then, of course, we have Traveler's Choice.
Traveler's Choice for all of your travel needs. Whether you're going to Tel Aviv, whether you're going to Jerusalem, whether you're going to Zanzibar. Remember, call Traveler's Choice. Don't get on the computer. Don't break your head. Don't call a million different places and look at a million different sites. Traveler's Choice will arrange for your travel, for your hotel, motel stay, for your car rental, everything all in one package. Just call Joseph and Devorah Leifer at Traveler's Choice, and they will take care of everything, the best price.
212-868-8698. Call Yossi and Devorah Leifer. 212-868-8698. He was stalling until we were able to give him the phone number. Of course, we know
Thanks,
that my
Heshy.
last commercial is for HeshyTishler.com. This is serious, guys. 3 weeks away. We're ready to rock and roll. HeshyTishler.com, HeshyTishler.com. I really want to win this. I really want to make changes. I was told I can't. We're going to talk about what I had.
We
big
need
meeting.
you, Heshy. We do need you.
We're going to talk about what happened this week. HeshyTishler.com, and let me give you my quote for the week. I want you to know.
And don't forget our shout-outs.
Right, don't forget Mira Nava and my new granddaughter.
Mira Nava, Sergeant Peter.
Sergeant Peter and Ellie and Layla, my new granddaughter.
Layla.
as well.
Mazel tov, Leila. Hi,
Tamar
sweetheart.
Lila.
And I want to give my shout-out, of course, to the Honorable Dov Heiken, my dear friend. Interestingly enough, yesterday was Sawyer's 32nd birthday. I don't know if you know about that.
I do. I wish to happy
29.
And
birthday.
Dove
29.
actually left her a beautiful birthday call, a message, and he sang happy birthday to
Okay,
her.
okay.
And when I listened to it, it was much reminiscent of the time that I saw Placido Domingo perform at a birthday party and sing
Okay,
happy
Bobby.
birthday as well. It was really beautiful. Dove, we really appreciated it.
Okay, Bobby, we gotta start the
And
show.
We look forward to many, many celebrations in the future together. Happy birthday, Sawyer.
Happy birthday, Sawyer.
Happy birthday.
I want this quote is going to be particularly for my councilman, Chaim Deutsch, and the people that have helped me this week. Not me, but
I heard you've been hanging out with
No,
him.
no. I've been helping.
You don't hang out with me and Bummy anymore.
I know, but I've been hanging out. I've been meeting different people in the streets, in the communities. I've been going store to store. I've been talking to the council members. I've been calling them. They've been taking my calls. They've been advising me
Heshy,
what to
do you know that
Heshy, it's a tie.
I know Chaim Deutsch's wife since she was a baby, Sarah Malka.
Okay.
She was
My
his
father was
friend.
very good friends with her mother.
Oh, very
and
nice.
with her grandfather. We go back 100 years.
You
the
know
families.
what? Do you know what? I didn't realize. I always complain about our politicians, and I'm still going to do it. But I didn't realize how hard they work. They take not what I take 100 calls. They take 500 calls. They're busy till 11, 12 o'clock at night, getting stuff done. People call them with the dumbest of things, and they care. They call. I see it. This
Let's
week,
not,
I
let's
actually
not exaggerate. They're not all Heshy Tishlers, and they're certainly
Okay,
not all Dov
I got
Heikens, you
that.
know.
They're not, but I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've experienced a lot what they do. I see the deals, the fighting that they have to go through just to make things work. And I didn't see how hard this job is going to be. And I got a little depressed because I was told that you can't accomplish things that I want to accomplish, which I'm going to go fighting for. And I see what they accomplished and how hard they have to get these little things done. Forget about the big things of helping synagogues and fighting the DEP and fighting so many different agencies, little bit at a time. They're like me in a sense, but they're the politician and they know more people than me what to do. Anyways, this is my quote out specifically for them, and especially for you, Chaim Deutsch. And here it is. I just think it's silly to be stingy with compliments. If you see someone and they strike you as beautiful in any way, why not let them know? Chaim, Simcha Felder, Simcha Eichenstein, Chaim Deutsch, Carmen Yeager. I know I give you hard times. I know that. Mayor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo, this is not for you. These are my boys. These are the guys who are coming through. I've seen a lot of them. I have other guys that I'm not happy with, but I'm going to give you this quote that I'm going to compliment you. I see the struggles. I'm scared right now because I see what you do, and I thought I'm going to do more, and I see that I'm scared that I might not be able to do as much as you. And
You will, Heshy. You will.
I'm hoping that I can step in the shoes.
You have
of-
the drive. You will. You have the mission. The mission. That's what Dove went in with a
I'm going
mission.
to be doing these hours that they do, and I'm going to do more. But I'm just telling you, I'm very proud of what I've seen them, and now I'm starting to experience it firsthand. And as the campaign starts in the beginning of March with the signatures and April running around, I'm hoping that they will see that I'm committed as them, and they're going to support me. Anyways, here's my joke for the day. The head counselor, where I was a kid in Munkach camp, there was a head counselor. He was checking over all the campgrounds on the first day. And he was passing the stock room where I was put in charge, by the way. And he just saw counselors coming in, carrying off supplies, games in preparation for the campers' arrival. We came a day early and so on. And the camp where he had been the previous year used a serious checkout system, only slightly less elaborate than Fort Knox. I'm very serious. And he asked me, Tishler, do you think it's wise to keep the stockroom unlocked and let the counselors, and you trust them without any coming and going with any requisitions? And I looked him straight in and I said, we trust these same counselors with our children, don't we?
Such a good
Very
answer.
good.
Right.
A good answer.
That was a funny
Sharp.
joke. I don't know.
By the
I
way,
thought
did we do the quote of the day?
I did. I just did the quote. Don't be stingy with your compliments.
Oh, is that what the quote was? I thought I missed the quote. I must have missed it. I might be drowsing off
You
again.
might be drowsing off. I want to take a phone call, but I want to talk about the show. I want to talk about the impeachment. I want to talk about
Yes.
homeless shelters, and I mainly want to
Hesh,
talk
you
about.
mentioned our local officials now, and I want to say a special hello and thank you to Simcha Eichenstein. He's always responsive to me, very nice, and he has a great staff, especially some of the leading holdovers from Dove's original staff. That's Dove Cohen, very
I love
special,
him.
But you know
and
what?
Faggy Bukowski. Faggy.
I've been
Faggy.
speaking to Chaim Deutsch's office, and boy, are they responsive. It's not only that. I'm starting to see that these guys are overwhelmed and they still working till 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's why I'm complimenting. Let's
Maybe
take
they
a
picked
phone
that
call.
up from you, Hesh.
Who's on the line? Who's on the line right now? Let's hear what you got to say. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Who?
How are you?
How are we? Can't hear you clearly, but what do you got?
I just want to say we've been watching your show.
I don't know. We're gonna have to cut it
Great.
off.
I'm getting it, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, this is no good. Whatever.
When you're calling into 718-289-0070, please make sure that you don't have your radio on in the
Okay, let's stop
background.
preaching to the people. Can we take? Let's take another phone call. Let's take another phone call. Hello? No, I guess not.
I wanted to breach the impeachment right now.
Go ahead. The impeachment is yours, even though I don't want to talk much about it, because I'm going to tell you why. I think it's stupid. I don't want to bother. The president is gone. We have to respect now, face the fact, whether you like it or not, we have a new president. And Mr. Biden, whether you like his job or not, he is the president of the United States. I loved Mr. Trump when he was
You're
president.
100% correct, but there is no reason to go through this shenanigan of an impeachment against President Trump, who is currently a private citizen. They will accomplish nothing. You see, the Democrats are afraid of only
Bumi, I
one
want to
thing.
interrupt you, Bumi. You have 100 senators. You have these men who are the leaders of this community. They're the world of our country.
Please don't say they're the smartest.
Well, supposedly they're the smartest because we
No.
elected them.
No, there are some smart ones. There's a Senator Ted
So, but
Cruz. There
these-
are a number of smart ones. There are those that are just playing along with the
Right.
Democrats.
So
Look,
these 100 senators, we had 50, I think it was 56 of them, which means 6 of the Republicans
Went
switched
Democrat.
sides, and they went and impeached the president. Are all of them who make hundreds of thousands of dollars, control not billions, trillions of dollars in our budget, are they so stupid that they went and trying to convict the president? Are they-
tragically, we do have a...
They're trying to
great amount-
ingratiate themselves to the current administration of the senile, quote unquote, president we have now.
That's
and
correct.
Trump does not have a chance of having a fair trial in hell. Do you want to know why Trump doesn't have a chance of having a fair trial? What's going to happen if he has attorneys coming over there, and for some reason they lose? They just hung their entire firm.
I don't think you
They
un-
just hung their entire firm.
Sawyer, you don't understand the rules. It doesn't work that you get a 50 or 50 thing. I think you need a two-thirds.
You need two-thirds. I think
there's no way
look,
they're gonna
I don't
get a
think he's going to
two-thirds
get a
Senate.
conviction now.
Right.
But this is a tragic waste of time and money.
Money.
Rather than
Yeah.
doing the job of the government and taking care of the people, dealing with the plague, dealing with whole housing, with the homeless of our own
We
people.
have limited
with other
funds.
things,
We're
we are
deep in the
limited.
hole.
We are now going back and forth dealing with this garbage, which should
And
not
what's
be
the
happening.
point?
Now, let me tell you what the point is. The only point is they're hoping that if there's some chance in hell that they would, the Democrats, get him in fact, quote unquote, impeached, he would not be able to run for president again in 2024. Other than that, there's nothing more they can do to harm him.
I don't think he's going to run again, but we'll see about that. Let's take a phone call. Do we have a phone call to take? Let's take a phone call. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer. How are you?
Hey, I have a few questions for Heshy about what he's going to do at City Council.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I really have an agenda. I know you guys want to hear it, and I'm going to tell it to you. What I'm told is that I cannot. The main job of City Council, and I'm learning this right now, my agenda is, let me tell you.
And
I'm
he
not
means
lo-
the word agenda in a positive sense.
in a positive sense. I want to work on fixing the homeless situation. I want to create supportive housing, permanent housing for the homeless. I want to take them off the streets and not just put them into a room with 13 or 14 other people. You know, Governor Mayor de Blasio has 70 new homeless garbage shelters being popped up in the city that nobody knows about in residential areas when we can create proper housing for them. Next, I want to work on, you know, they're throwing money into the people. The first thing they do is they
What
throw
about your
money.
immigration policy with Governor Gibson?
Okay, so Governor Gibson is the
Wait, hold on,
governor.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
782 out of every 100,000 immigrants commit crimes, but 1,492 regular civilians out of 100,000 commit crimes. Also, statistically, illegal immigrants have been much better for the economy. So why would you deport them if they're going to benefit America?
Well, he doesn't want to deport them. What he wants to do is, I really don't, you know, again, he wants to have immigrants that do not commit crimes. Now, we're not talking about stupid crimes, which we have to discuss that. Crimes
His statistics are incorrect,
Right.
Heshy.
They
That's
are.
not the way it works. Excuse me, sir. With all due respects, we as a nation have to have borders. There are ways to come into this country legally and there are ways to do it illegally. If you come into this country illegally, you do not have legal rights if you are an illegal by definition. That's just the way it works. Otherwise, we wouldn't have borders. The borders protect us. Much to our dismay, whenever borders have been opened even to some degree, we have had drugs coming in, we've had shootings, we've had all of the riffraff coming in from other countries, the lowest of the low, because the good ones do not.
But
And they've
Bumi-
come in and they've
Bumi-
caused crime, spikes in crime,
But
and
Bumi-
spikes in all kinds of problems. We cannot permit this as a nation. People want to come in. You come in, you go through legal channels, you swear allegiance to this country, you become American, and then you have a right to live as an
But Bumi,
American.
he's
And we
saying-
have a responsibility to take care of our people as well
But
first.
Bumi, he's saying that if you're here already, don't throw them out, especially if they have children that were born in America.
Don't come
So
here illegally.
something needs
No.
to be set up where the people that are here already, either they get filtered out. If they're really bad criminals, then, you know, send them back home and let them commit their crimes over there. But if they have the possibility of contributing to this society and being a proper American citizen, then we should somehow make it legal for
She's
them to
correct,
be here.
but the first thing we have to do is we have to close the borders and make sure nobody else comes in illegally. When they come in illegally,
But Bumi,
with the
Bumi,
ones that are
Bumi,
here, we
Bumi,
can work
stop.
on standards for integrating them properly.
Bumi, in Europe, there's no borders. They go from country to country. They don't stop the immigration.
That's because of the Euro, what do you call it? That's because in Europe they went ahead and the British wanted to break away from that. And I think there was what do you call it? But they've opened up those borders in that way. But that doesn't mean the United States has to be exactly the same way. They are one union. You're looking at European Union. The European Union is one self-contained border with these various European states, Western and Eastern Europe. When you go beyond them or outside of them, those are the borders.
Hold on. In Europe, they're not handing out the welfare. They're handing out over here.
Yes,
over
they
here,
are. Yes, they
they're not
are.
handing out the chazaraya,
Not to
whatever
the
you want to
extent that
call,
the
to the
Democrats
extent
want to
over
give 'em over
here.
here.
And another thing is, you need to take care of your people first. You're not taking care of your people. You're not taking care of your veterans. You're not taking care of your homeless. And you should not be sending out billions and trillions of dollars to other countries to take care of them before you take care of our
I agree.
people.
I agree. Thank you,
Wait,
caller.
hold on.
Yeah.
If illegal immigrants that are already here are benefiting the economy and are just good citizens, why get rid of
Well,
them?
I just said, like Sawyer just said, there may be a way to integrate those that are already here, but the first thing you have to do is close the borders, don't let any more in illegally, but once those that are already in here, maybe there's a way to filter them out, check them out, go through and see those that are possibly benefiting the country may be able to remain.
I have a
Those that are
problem-
not, that are problematic, will have to be exported.
I'm
That's
very
an
on the
export.
border with immigration. I believe that this country should accept people. I do like immigrants. I do feel that they do produce for this
But
country, and I don't want to deport.
we should accept immigrants that come in illegally. Throughout history, my father came into this country as a small child in 1937. He went through legal channels, became a United States
I got you,
citizen.
Bubby. Okay, thank you. Thank
That's
you,
the way.
caller. Thank you. But I have other agendas as well. My agenda, you know, people were making fun of me on my parking. You're right. Maybe my parking agenda is not so great of creating municipal parking and stopping all parking on the streets. I have an idea, but at least nobody else has proposed something, because I was stuck this week on Avenue J. Then I was stuck on Avenue U. 3 hours, I saw people double parked that you couldn't squeeze through for 15, 20 minutes.
It's
And I'm
essential
watching
to
it.
do something about the parking, Heshy. There is no parking. We have over-congested neighborhoods here in the city.
No, it's not
We need
being.
to-
It's not being controlled, and it's not being watched.
Okay, well,
And
then it
that's
can be done in such a way that we can arrange fair and legal parking for all those citizens
So
that need
that
a place
is,
to
I'm
park.
gonna be creating hearings. Now they're telling me I have to do a lot of hearings. I'm not gonna be doing a lot of hearings. They're also telling me that commissioners have power beyond my control. I can embarrass them, and if I don't make deals with them, they're never gonna cooperate with us. But you know what? I'm going to fight them. I'm gonna
Commissioners
figure out a
work
way.
directly under the mayor. However,
Let's take a
Heshy,
call. Let's
if
take a
you
call.
merge with a number of council people together to get things done, as a group, you can certainly have a vast deal of influence over these commissioners and over what the mayor's
hope
doing
so.
because the city, the people will be behind
But
you.
I heard that they can break my coalition by just throwing money at them. Well, let's take another caller. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer. No, they hung up. Maybe we'll take another call. Do we have another caller? Yes. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer. No, you can't get it through.
Mr. Producer, we're waiting.
But while we're waiting, I want to talk about the.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. You're on
Hi.
there with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer.
First, I would like to wish a happy birthday to Soya.
Ah, thank you.
And actually, I met you in the airport going to Florida. Are you planning on moving there?
No, my son. I'm never leaving Brooklyn, New York. I went to Florida for 2 days. I didn't even see the beach. I was so busy talking to people and running around. I wanted to see the beach, but it was nice and warm, and I chilled out, and now we have an election. New York City is my home till the day I die. And
Young man Heshy is a true believer that unlike a lot of other people
My
who have
father
ran...
would like to say something.
Okay, in a moment, but a lot of people have ran away from the city. Heshy's a true believer that notwithstanding what DeBozo has done to the city, we can fix the city. And Heshy's
I
going
met
to.
some
What does your
people-
dad?
I
What
met-
does your dad want to say?
I like to say that I gave up on the city. We moved to Rockland County, Muncie, and we're extremely happy here. We're ready to welcome anybody else that wants to move here.
Well, we wish you the best of luck up there, but we still hope, and we're with Heshy. We still believe that we can fix this city and still make it a wonderful place for people
I
to
think
live.
so,
If Heshy
too.
makes it great, you'll come back.
It's not only Heshy. I'm going to be working with people.
We're too happy here. We're not moving back.
Not even for Heshy?
I just want you to know he's not going to take away. I met with a lot of people who have buildings and homes, and he's going after them to throw them out. And a lot of these homeowners and building owners, they want to leave. They can't continue having vacancies, or they can't fix up their units. And when they even want to rent it, they can't rent it because they can't be in compliance. And this governor and this mayor, Cracamo and de Blasio,
Still collecting taxes.
right, still
They
collect-
don't care.
and
The
they're
full
torturing,
tax.
and they're torturing these homeowners and these building owners. And people say, well, Heshy, you going to go for the building owners? Yes, I'm going to help the building owners. I'm going to help the tenants. I'm going to teach the building owners how to be in compliant. Today I made a video in front of a place called My Mandor, or whatever, a produce place on the corner of Brighton Beach and Ocean Parkway Avenue. Ocean Parkway and Brighton Beach Avenue. Disgusting how they run the streets, how they do illegal stuff. Instead of going after a place that is hurting people and might run over people, they go after the little people. They don't go after guys who are committing not only crimes but hurting their own community. And again,
Actually,
these
what do we
guys
need
and
that
these
for?
guys we can be in compliant with. We can teach them how to be better. I have landlords and homeowners that want to be compliant, but they can't because when they follow the law, they can't follow the law. And this is my issue here. And again, homeless shelters. He's just popping them up without working us out, making them disgusting. I have plans on how to run a proper shelter, how to create supportive programs, how to make them self-efficient, these homeless people, so they can go on a living. Let's take a call.
Actually, look at the real estate tax. Our real estate taxes went up in Brooklyn, where it used to be when you lived in Rockland County, it was more. Now you guys are almost the same amount as we're paying here. We have huge backyards.
Because
We're
there's
not-
no control.
Sure,
You have to be
unbelievable.
realistic. There are people that want to live in rural areas, and that's fine, but there's still a lot of people out there, and there have always been benefits to living in urban environments like we have here.
Right.
And if the urban environments are run the way Heshy would like to see it and the way everybody would like to see it and done properly, we can still have a wonderful standard of living over
Right,
here.
and you're right about the taxes. And the problem is because nobody's controlling the Department of Finance, nobody's controlling controlling Department of Buildings. You put these commissioners in that have so much power, and the mayor is scared to override. I mean, I was talking to a commissioner at the DOB, and I said, your examiners are wrong. He says, well, I'm not going to override them. I said, why? Because I can't fight with them. I said, but they're your employees. They're wrong. But my employee's wrong. I fight with him, and I tell him he's wrong. Let's take another caller, Bumi.
They send out these people to give fines, and they don't care if it's a legitimate fine or not. When they're sending them out from the Department of Buildings or from anywhere that they're sending them from the Department of Finance for tickets or for whatever,
Right.
they're just saying, you have a quota to meet. Make that quota. Make that
Right.
quota. We don't care if it's a legitimate fine.
Well, call into the show, everybody, 718-289-0070, 718-289-0070. Now, I want to tell you what happened. The governor was finally overridden by the courts that all religious synagogues, mosques, and so on,
Churches,
institutions can be full capacity, no more 25%.
They violated our rights.
So they said that. Now all these fines in the millions and millions of dollars should be wiped away. The answer is no. You still have to go to court
To fight it.
To fight it, and if you don't go, your fine will be quadrupled. And this governor is now going to create a new law, a new executive order to override the court
So I
cases.
They still want the money.
Hold
and
on.
what happened was
I think that what they should be doing is filing a lawsuit.
We are.
Because it's the same thing. Do you know that when a criminal is convicted of a crime, that even if they find out that the police was corrupt, that you still have to go to court to get each case overturned?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Let's take a phone call. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer. Hello?
Hey, Heshy.
Yeah.
How you doing, my man?
How you doing? What do you got for us tonight?
My question is, what do we do about de Bablio and Quackamo?
Well, you know what? De Blasio is gone. The idiot is gone in 11 months. Like today, the man doesn't care. He really, people think that it's mismanagement. The man is just stupid. I mean, you can call him and call him and call him. Thank you for your caller. The man is just a fool. The man has no idea of what he's doing. I wish he knew what he was doing, and at least there would be a reason why he's messing up. I only figured out that he's dumb. Quackamo thinks that he's the all-powerful God, and we have to get rid of him. I don't know how. We have another year, 2 years with him, but we have to
What
get...
about he thinks he's God? He doesn't believe in God. Remember what he went and he said?
Right.
This is not God.
And it's not only guys like him. There's a DA in California that made a wedding party in a backyard dancing. She says, it was only 30 people.
The laws don't apply
Right.
to them.
Football we can't have together. We can't watch parties together. They're telling
Only
us to
they
be quiet.
can.
Right, only they can. She
Only
made a wedding
They could
party.
go to restaurants.
Right.
Pelosi could go to a hairdresser.
Right.
She could be caught on video, and then she could say that, well, she's more important.
Yeah, we're gonna
and they can all go to violent riots as long as they're violent. They burn
And
cities
then
down.
after she says that you should go in and all the Trump voters, you should go and you should hurt
Beat 'em
them,
up and
beat
kick
them
'em
up, and then she goes,
spit on
can you
'em.
imagine? We have videos of it, and then she denies it. I never said that.
Let's take
It's like
another caller.
AOC.
Are you kidding me? I never
let's-
said that.
Let's take another
Oh,
caller.
AOC. Oh my gosh, I'm being killed. I'm not even in the building. I'm 2 blocks away. I'm being murdered.
Sawyer's not going to let you talk. Hi, you're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer.
Hey, Mr. Heshy, I'm calling all the way from California.
How are you?
Hi, California.
Hi, California. Welcome to the hotel, California. Okay.
No, you're great. I need some advice. Our governor is a tyrant just like yours, man, and we got to get him out of there.
Right, so you are lucky. You have, I think your recall election is actually going to go through. Is that, did they collect the 1.3 million signatures?
We got to get 1.495, and we're getting close.
Well, your governor is lost, even though he thinks he knows what he's doing. I'm so proud because when they got rid of that last time they did the recall, when I know I can't do anything about the state, and I'm hoping that another governor comes in and I'm able to, when I get elected, talk to some of these state assembly and state senators to say, listen, we got to put into the law to be able to recall a governor. But I know one thing, when I get into city council, I'm going to sit down with my fellow councilmen. I'm going to submit a bill that we're going to be able to recall a mayor. Your governors, again, when they think they're all powerful, remember each state is its own constitution. We're under the federal law, but really the federal law is basically to protect borders and to make budgets and to collect our money and to send out
Those are
troops.
commerce-related
Right.
laws. Heshy, I wanted to ask you,
But
actually.
each state is its own little constitution and its own world, and these governors are the president in a sense, and there's nothing we can do
Heshy,
about
is
it.
there no impeachment or something similar within the New York statute?
No, nothing.
There's nothing for removal.
Zero.
Just a recall, guys.
We're going to. I promise you, California, when I get into city council, and don't forget, guys, HeshyTishler.com, I promise you we're going to put in a recall bill. And I love you, California. I'm so happy you're listening to me. Did you like my joke today, by the way?
I always watch you on TikTok, Heshy. I watch you all the time. We love you, Heshy. We're going to vote Heshy, and when you come to LA, you got to do my podcast.
You got it, my brother. Thank you. We're going to take another caller right now. Let's see. You're on the air with Heshy, Boomy, and Sawyer. Nope. We keep losing them. I want you to know I love California. I was there a few times, and it's just the people are so calm and nice. And I wish really that we can follow some of their guys.
You know, that reminds me,
whack.
Heshy, when I was there, when I was about 20 years old or 21 years old, I went with a friend of mine. We crossed the street, smack in the middle of the street of Sunset Boulevard, smack in the middle, in between, not on a corner where there were lights, no lights in the middle. All the cars came to a stop. My friend who was with me flipped out. He started yelling and he said, "What's the matter with you people? Honk the horn, curse me, hit me, nothing." And he just laid back and they just waited till we slowly moseyed across the street like, "Yo, dude,
Over here,
it's all fine and mellow."
over here, if you don't move the second the light
He'll
turns
run you
green.
over and put it in the reverse back up and make sure you finish the job.
I want to
Cab
go to
driver.
another point. You saw there was a Super Bowl this week. The
Okay.
Tampa Bay beat the Chiefs. Linda was making me crazy to watch the game. I'm not interested. My team is not in the game. I'm not interested to watch a football game that none of us can play sports. These guys are making tens of millions of dollars.
Heshy, you're
Not-
big enough to play
But
football.
not only did they play a Super Bowl, at the end of the game, forget there was thousands of people in the stands, but these guys at the end of the game, you saw them hugging each other, kissing each other, talking to each other closely. It's the point is, how come they're allowed to break social distancing? Because we didn't make enough money? It is just incorrect. I want to take another caller. You're on the air with Heshy, Boomy, and Sawyer.
You're on the air. Speak up. Don't be shy.
Hi. Am I Detective Green?
Hang up on this winner. These,
He's asking you who he is?
I know, yeah, because some of this kid, I hope they make prank phone calls to
Who's
me at 2,
Detective
3 in the
Green?
morning. I said whatever. So they make prank phone calls in the middle of the night to me. Guys like this from this yeshiva, or some of them are. I'm not going to talk
He's
bad
not
about them.
Detective Green. He's
So you-
Blue's Clues.
I know, you can see this kid is lost out of his blood, but it's not the point. You know, the yeshiva world, I keep telling you,
we have a psychiatrist that we can recommend?
They have $100 bounty on my head. So this kid, matter of fact, who called me in the middle of the night, said, "Oh, I'm taping your conversation. I'm going to place it to Yeshiva World." I said, "Good. I hope you made
Wow.
$100 on it." I know, terrible kid.
Wow.
Anyways, let's talk about something else. You know, there's a Jewish baseball player, a basketball player, or baseball player. He won't play on Shabbos. And he's really, really very good. And he actually was on the news, and he said, "I'm not going to play on Shabbos like Sandy Koufax."
Koufax.
I'm so, and
Sandy
he's-
Koufax said Yom Kippur only. Not. She did play on Shabbos. She didn't play on Yom Kippur, but it's
Oh,
okay.
whatever. But this
I get
kid is
the
more
idea,
religious,
right.
and he's not going to play on Shabbos.
Very nice. What's his name?
I don't know his name. I just heard it on the news. You know, now our restaurants were told by your Governor Crackermo to open up 2 weeks ago. Now, he gave us 2 weeks to open up. I think they're opening up February 14th. What difference did it make that we open up last week or February 14th? The numbers are down by COVID over 19%. And here's another problem that I have with your COVID. And I do agree, COVID is bad. You want me to be quiet. I'm going to be more normal. I'm going to be more calmer. I'm going to be a new Heshy Tishler. I'm being told no more comedian.
The new and improved.
Right, so I'm going to be calmer, but calm doesn't work. But I'm going to be calmer, not because I can't be calm, guys. I am calm. I do business. I do work with different government agencies. I do deal with landlords. I do know how to speak. I do understand paperwork. Remember, I get paperwork in the thousands of documents every week.
I like to think that you're going to be more selective in your fights.
Right, but it's not selective. But when I want people to hear, I want to shout from the top of my lungs, these guys are wrong. When those firemen came into the building, or when those 8 task force people, I mean, a guy from the DHCR, Inspector Lopez, shows up at the door. "I'm DHCR. I said, "Who are you? You guys are not important. You're supposed to be doing paperwork on rent regulations, and you're coming to inspect a building? Yeah, we're doing a health inspection." I said, "For what? This building has been around, has passed 200 something inspections. No, I want to do it again. This is what I get upset about. When they're sending these inter-office agencies, and the guy finally ran away. And that's, again, another one of my videos.
I'd scream under the circumstances.
Now, you know, Israel has 8 million people. New York City has 8 million people. Israel has already vaccinated about
2.5 million or more.
3 million people
3
already,
million.
and they're already getting their second shot. New York City has not even vaccinated 1 million, or just about 1 million. Don't even have close to their second shot.
I haven't gotten my shot, and my mother hasn't even gotten her vaccine.
And I don't think you should.
And they're so, whether you think so or not, he says people are calling to make appointments. They can't make appointments. Then we go in, we take pictures. They're empty. They're so unorganized.
I've seen so many frightening
Now,
videos
he's
of
o-
people that have gotten their vaccines and they're
Soya, I'm not
shaking.
sure I believe in those. A lot of that stuff is...
So vaccines, always something happens. But I want you to know that why are you opening up City Field into Queens or in Bronx? Why aren't the vaccines coming to Borough Park, Flatbush, Brooklyn, where they belong here as well? Because you said we had such a high rate of the COVID. But
Wait
here's
a minute,
my,
I don't
but here's my
understand.
next problem. Why send everybody to a football field or a baseball field? Start giving it to our doctors who know how to give out vaccines. I know I call up, I get my flu shot, boom, boom, boom.
I
he has
thought
it.
that's what they planned to do. Wasn't it
No.
the idea was to get it to the hospitals, local hospitals, and to the physicians, local physicians,
No,
to start giving
he's
it out?
opening it up in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, in Queens and City Field.
I am expected to go,
Yeah.
me, and schlep my mother down to City Field to stand on some side
because
of a
you're
crazy
not-
line. I can't go to
Again,
the doctor and
he's,
get it.
He's not a normal mayor. The mayor is lost. There's no system. Again, I asked him, I send messages. Call me. I'm willing to help you. I'll teach you how a businessman is supposed to do stuff. But instead, we give out crazy stuff like
Unbelievable.
Department of Homeland, Department of
Housing.
housing. They just don't understand how to run a system. They know how to take money, spend money when we can do it properly. Businessmen show a profit when the city does not. And Mr. de Blasio has no idea. I'm disappointed with that.
It's a shame. I didn't even know this. I thought that they were going to arrange now for the hospitals to receive them locally, each local hospital, and then for the physicians, local physicians to receive it, to be able to administer them to their patients in a certain order.
Now,
It's shocking.
It's just
I'm shocked.
I
I'm
told
blown
you,
away.
he has no system. Our mayor is lost, and he has no system. Now, I want to tell you something else. We are now running for the mayor election is coming up on me, the city council election, about 35 of us. We have a borough president in Staten Island, a wonderful lady, Leticia Romero, just great. I
Right.
was on a radio show with her today.
I saw a drop of that.
Okay,
yeah,
and
so
we
I
have the
was
Brooklyn
watching.
Borough president coming up. We are supposed to, according to the New York, instead of like normal other states or cities, they give a fee and you get on the ballot and then you run around collecting money and you start asking for votes. In New York, we have that you have to get a certain amount of signatures. And we're all prepared for it. Now the governor has changed it from February. First they go from June, now they're back to February, now they're into March, just to make everybody up. Now I have a question for you. You're telling me there's a pandemic out there. You want me to go door to door to collect these signatures? So I understand. Make up your mind. Social distancing or not social distancing?
Well, frankly, the governor doesn't care because he's not up for re-election right now, so he
Right.
couldn't care less.
Now they're coming up with a new idea. Let's do it online, which is another falsified thing. But we're not even set
That
for
leads
that.
to the same problems that you had with the national election with the president,
Right.
of course, because and then they're going to look to strike a lot of the signatures as well. If they can somehow find signatures to strike, they will try to knock off as many as they can.
Correct. And how many
Each
people are
side is
going to
looking to
submit?
hurt somebody else.
Right. And how many people are going to submit signatures for both sides? Then both fight for the same signature.
Exactly.
And they're going to commit fraud. And they really, it's not fraud. Some people are going. It's a game. And this governor doesn't understand. Now we're supposed to collect. I think it was 1,500. Then it's 450. Now it's 240. And do you want us to stand on the street to collect signatures? Then we have no
You
social
can't
distancing.
either because they have to be within the certain district.
District. What I'm saying, there's 458 people running for office, and we're all going to be running around for signatures.
They're fighting each other on the streets.
And not only that, we can't go from house to house because who's going to open the door for us? And whoever opens the door, it's just the governor has no idea what to do. He just should have said, listen, anybody who filed with campaign finance, you're on the board. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air with Heshy, Boomy, and Sawyer. Hello?
Don't be shy. Speak up.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Tischler. How's it going?
We're doing great, my friend. We're doing great. Another great week, and I'm ready to run for my city council run in about 3 weeks. Get ready to rock and roll, my friend.
Oh, that's great to hear. Oh, I would like to ask you about something tonight.
Go ahead.
I'd like you to come on my show, the Unkosher Jewish Cookbook. I cook unkosher Jewish food, and there's no Yid world. This is Yeshiva world. This is unkosher Jew world. How would you like to come on my show, Mr. Tischler?
I'll come on your show.
Mr. De Blasio,
Are you gonna be making
just me and
pizza?
you Cooking good unkosher Jewish food.
If you're making pizza, he might come.
Yeah, I mean, what does it mean? It's not kosher food, and we cook it?
We can make some pizza with some bacon.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you're talking about like what used to be referred to in the olden days as kosher style. That's what they used to say, like a kosher style restaurant.
Maybe you can make it kosher just for that week.
You just email Just Enough Heshy, my friend, and justenoughheshy@gmail.com, and we'll figure out something. By the way, I saw a great video by Chaim Deutsch. He was going around and meeting different store owners. Wonderful people take him in, they talk to him, and he went out and he actually went into a pizza shop and made a pizza. He actually put it together, throwing it around the dough. So I'm going to copy Chaim. I already have a pizza shop that's ready to let me go in there, and they're going to donate my pizza.
My pizza shop, the place I sent you to?
No. We're going to do it over here somewhere where I live, and we're going to make this pizza when he said it will donate, or he'll raffle it off before for $100. We're going to give it to a charity, and I'm going to have to throw the dough in the air. I hope it doesn't hit me in the head. And we're going to make a funny video about it, and I'm going to try to make a pizza actually for pizza night, Saturday night.
By the way, you keep mentioning it's cute. Chaim Deutsch, I'm wondering, do you know anything about his future plans now that he's going to be retiring from the council?
He's not retiring. Let me tell you something.
From the council.
He's a young man. It's not only Chaim and Simcha and all the politicians. When they finish their term, either they run for another office or higher office, or they continue to, remember, they're so deep into city government. So many people they've met, so many contacts they help. Even when they retire, they're going to be bothered, like Dov Heiken. I know he's inundated with calls, people calling him for favors. People tell me, I just spoke to Dov. Dov told me to call here.
But Dov was the recognized leader of the Jewish community during his tenure. These other ones, I mean, what do they do after? They go on to become commissioners or something?
Sometimes that, or they go back into private business, and they're very qualified because if anything, what they've learned a lot. But what I see, what I'm learning from them now is that they're so well versed after 8 years of learning the process of the city that when they come out, I mean, that's why I'm scared a little bit, because I'm well versed in paperwork and how to
Heshy, you're just coming in from the other side.
Right.
You're coming in, they come in from one side, you come in from the other. But you're coming in with a lot more knowledge, vastly more knowledge than most of the others do come in.
Right.
They start out with almost nothing,
but
and they learn it all on the inside.
They are leaving with friends, with contacts, and with people. They have the know-how on who to call to make things move a little quicker. And
that's why you can always turn to them, Heshy.
Right, and I will. And I'm
sure
hoping,
they will always
and
guide
I'm
you and
hoping
say,
that they will guide me.
You can always call Dov and ask him, you know that.
Exactly. Dov, Chaim, Simcha, Kalman. I'm going to have them on.
It's great that you have all these people you can consult with.
I'm going to, and I'm going to promise you guys that when I'm stuck, I'm just not going to say, I have nowhere to go. I am going to go to the professionals. I'm not scared. I have no ego to be able to ask, how do I get stuff done? Because that's my plan for City Council. Let's take another phone call. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer.
Hello, talk. Be not shy.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Yeah, am I on?
Yes, you are.
I wanted to ask, who do you think is going to be the next governor of New York?
I'm sorry, you broke up. Say that again.
Who do you think is going to be the next governor of New York?
Well, I'm kind of hoping that perhaps Derek Gibson, I like very much. We had him as a guest last week on the show, and I was very impressed with him, and I liked very much his positions and the way he presents himself. I would support him, but
right now there is nobody
to tell.
Right now there's only Gibson and Cuomo. I'm hoping Cuomo does not run.
That's for sure.
But you know what? Our question should be.
What about Mr. Yang?
So I am on the fence with Mr. Yang. I mean, I hear his leftist policies. I would like to meet him. I'm sending out a message to him already through some back channels that I'm running for city council. But again, I'm not a councilman, so he might not have to meet me. But I do want to meet him. I do want to speak to him. I want to see what he has to do. I like Eric Adams. I don't like Scott Stringer.
He's talking about the gubernatorial.
I know that, but I'm going to mayor too, because gubernatorial, you only have 2 people, and remember, that's 2 years away.
Right.
Next year starts the election, and so we have 2 years. years for that, and I'm hoping more people will jump in the race and compete against that Crackamo Wacko. But for mayor, I think there's like 25 or 28 people running.
I kind of like, what's his name, the head of the Guardian Angels.
Is
I
Curtis
like
running? Did he officially nominate?
I don't think he officially announced, but he's been talking about it for the longest time. I think he will be running. I
Well,
believe, yeah.
it's getting late in the
I
day.
hope so.
It's getting late in the day, and if I don't hear enough about him, then there's a problem. But I love Curtis. I hear this radio show. I think he's great, and I'm hoping that we get a good mayor, somebody that works with us. I know Eric Adams is a man of his word.
Oh, yes, Eric is also a good man.
He
That's
allowed
also-
us to do our own testing. He wanted us to do our own testing. He wanted to work with us. He's a man that listens.
I worked at his initial inauguration, the first
Really?
time he was elected. I have it on my Facebook, a picture of the two of us together, because I was helping out at his
And remember,
inauguration.
he's a former policeman, and
he's a good man.
so
Eric
again,
is,
he understands the police, the way they work, and then again, he understands when they're not good. So again, he is a borough president, so he does know city government. He's not getting inexperienced. He has a very good track record as of now.
He does.
So again, can Eric Adams be the next mayor? Not be the next mayor. Can he run a city of 337,000 employees and be fair to the people with our taxes, with our fines? He understands all these problems. Will he change, or will he just follow the previous administration? And that's where I'm lost. And I don't know if Yang is ready to make changes. All I know is Yang wants to not really work with landlords or homeowners and so on, and that's what bothers me. I want them to work with everybody across the board, and these are the little things that I'm worried about as
I
well.
would certainly go with Eric over Yang, no question about it. And I think Eric would probably be the leading contender, followed by Curtis. But I'd need to speak to both of them, and see what it is.
Let's take another caller. We still have a few minutes before I finish ranting and raving. What's your next call?
Hello?
Yes?
You're on the air. Speak up.
Can you please suck my penis?
Okay.
You see another.
Could you please go climate tree?
He asked you if you can please pick up a pizza.
This is a 16-year-old guy, from the. It's not that I have a problem with these young boys, and we can't control these calls, which we should do more. The problem with these young boys is they think it's funny, and they're embarrassing their parents, and they're really. It bothers me is because, like I was talking today on a
lacking
show,
guidance.
right? I was talking today on a show that, where does it start to teach children? Where do you start to teach them prejudice? At the home. When you don't do that, you have kids like this, and that's why they have to go to these certain schools that need, they're lost. These
You're
kids
right.
are lost.
True discipline begins in the home.
We took in a young man recently that was homeless. Actually thrown out of the house. He had problems at home, and we took him in, and I'm so proud that we're helping him. I got him housing. He's getting a job now. He's getting his act together. Sometimes they're lost because they don't have the proper guidance. Sometimes, I have a 13-year-old boy who didn't go to school for 2 weeks, and I made a deal with him to go to school. You gotta work with them at home, but sometimes when you just let them run in the street, you have a kid like this who goes to one of these yeshivas and whatever. You're on the air with Heshy, Bumi, and Sawyer. How are you? Hello?
Hi, speak up. Yes, hi. Don't be shy. Speak up.
Hello, Heshy.
Yes.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Been
Mike.
looking to get on your show for a while. Got a question to ask you. You're running for city council, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you are so involved with the Orthodox Jews. You have no clue about anybody else in Brooklyn. You don't worry about the Hispanics.
That is
No,
so
let's
interesting.
hear what he has to
Let
say.
him see what he has to say.
All you care about are the Orthodox Jews.
So why do you say that? Where do you have that nerve to say that? And I'm going to reply to that. I happen to work in all 5 boroughs. I work in the Spanish community, the Latin community. I work with the Italians in Bensonhurst. I work with the Italians in Bronx. I work with many different communities. You're making
Muslims,
mistakes.
we've had everybody.
I go to senior centers. I don't only serve the Jews with hospitals. You made a mistake when you're saying I only work with the Jews. I actually live in an Orthodox
Are
community.
you favor the Orthodox Jews?
Not true. Not true
Not
at
true
all.
100% at all.
Oh, yes, you do.
So one second, hold on. So So when Heshy was
Go
going
back to
during...
your own videos on YouTube, Heshy.
So during the coronavirus, during this whole entire time that Heshy was going to hospitals and Heshy was going to the police department, was he only giving pizza slices and food to the Jewish police officers?
Right. And my food program is only for the Orthodox Jews, or when we took in a black child or a Latin kid or a Muslim kid, or when I go to the mosque, what you're doing is...
What about
again,
the riots you brought up in Brooklyn?
I made no riots. You see, again, another
Oh,
lie.
yes, why were you
see,
arrested, Heshy?
Why were you I was arrested because people like you, who are ignorant, stupid, and now here we go, people like you who are prejudiced, who hate the Jewish community, and not that I care that you do, because Mr. de Blasio has created a hateful since this COVID, anti-Semitism has grown, and guys like you who are self-haters, I don't even know who you are. I did not make that first protest.
Not at all. He's probably like a liberal anti-Trumper.
I was home when the protest happened and it got into a riot. I was called by the police as a community leader to come and stop it. I actually came. I was in bed. And that's what's going to be brought out at the trial. And I was brought out of bed to help stop this protest. And in the middle of the night, the police gave me their speaker and said, listen, if everybody goes home, they're going to allow the second day not to be a protest, but to be a celebration.
The police called on Heshy to help break it up.
They call me all the time, and I help them, and they help me when we're in trouble.
So should he have told the non-Jewish police, I'm sorry, it's not my problem?
And if you look at my videos, I go all over. You're right, I don't eat in non-kosher restaurants. I can't, but I go to supermarkets. I help people. I help the elderly that are not Jews. I go to senior centers that are not only Jewish. I visit people in the hospitals that are Jewish and not Jewish. I mean, I have about 50 or 60% of my clients are from the Bronx and Queens. And
everybody knows that. You don't have to justify.
I don't have to justify.
Not only that, Heshy publicizes, if you look on his card that's on the show, if you look on the bottom, that's his personal number. And when his number is advertised on the radio, 620 AM, which is not owned by Jews, okay? When he advertises on this radio station, he is available to anybody 24/7.
I am. And
to
you know
all
what?
denominations, not just Jews.
Correct. And I just want you to know.
Guy's talking out of his
I know.
caboose.
Again, these are the people that call. You know, when we were at the protest the second day, somebody came over in the beginning of the protest and started saying bad words. He wanted to entice me. He wanted to cause issues. He wanted to embarrass.
Heshy. If I was giving you a pizza, I would try to entice you. If I'm trying to get you upset, it's not entice. It's inside.
Well, whatever it is, the point is, you see a guy like this, a person, and again, why should I not defend myself?
Heshy, we went so far as you had some people like Crackhead even on the show over here.
Crackamo. What was her name?
Crackpot, a Crackhead, an African-American crazy lady on the show. Who, just because you are open to having everybody and anybody,
but over the years, I've had Italian people, black people,
of course. We don't have to get further. Everybody knows that. This is nonsense. Let's move on.
We're ready to finish up the show. I don't know how much longer we have. Do we have about a minute?
Mr. Producer, any more incoming calls?
So here is what I want to tell all of you right now. I believe and I'm praying that COVID ends somewhere around the summertime. Even though Fauci, the dumbbell, says now we need to wear 2 masks. I mean, it's not even proven that it works, but now we have to wear 2 masks. This is a guy who should have been, most of the time when you have a new administration, you get rid of all the old cabinet members.
Which Biden has essentially done, all but Fauci.
Except for Fauci. Again, a guy who really doesn't even take care of patients. A man who is, why did he take even the vaccine? I don't even believe he took the vaccine.
I have no clue.
I want to take the vaccine to show you guys, listen, we got to end this.
Don't take it.
But they'll they'll keep our city shut down. You're looking in 8 million Americans fell into poverty in the last 6 months of 2020 because of these stupid lockdowns. I don't know what's up. Something is up that the whole world gets crashing and shut down. But look, when Italy opens up the restaurants, they tell the government drop dead, and the government has to drop dead. We need to show you that, I'm not going to go to weddings anymore and wear masks.
Why can't I tell this new federal government to drop dead? Would they just drop dead?
They're not. They're our leaders now. We're going to have to respect President Biden. We're going to have to respect.
I don't have to agree with his policies.
You don't have to agree.
Oh, so don't agree with him.
The point is he is our president. Just like when they weren't happy with Mr. Trump becoming president, he was their president. Whether half the country said yes or no, we are going to try to make
They
this.
objected to him, Heshy. They never let him be
But
president.
you guys are looking at you're not looking at the big picture. You're looking at a president or a senator or a councilman. Look at your neighbors. Look at your community. Let us work together. We're the people. Because without us working together, without our distributions, without our charities, without our Red Crosses, and without our borders, with Doctors Without Borders, without our people driving, I just drove a guy. He just said I only do for Jews. When we had guys now in the hospital that I had to drive somebody to Sloan Kettering, he wasn't Jewish. You know what I mean?
That's nonsense.
It's not even the nonsense that I'm
My
getting
mother would
angry.
call it stuyot.
Right. I'm just telling you, before the last minute of the show, I want all of you to know, this is a great week that's coming up. We'll have Valentine's. I don't know what it is. Be nice to your wife. I don't buy flowers for Linda ever.
Get her a teddy bear.
I'm going to have to go buy her a flower. One.
She doesn't need a teddy bear. He is her teddy bear.
I'm the teddy bear. But
If I bought my wife something for Valentine's Day, I'd get slugged in the head.
But I want you to know is you have to go out. Don't even buy for your wife or children. Go out and buy something nice for a poor person or a family
I
member.
like that.
Or for a senior. I told you, again, a bottle of milk, a bottle of juice,
Be
bread.
nice to your neighbors.
Be nice to your neighbors. Go out and do something good like my boys. They carry
Pay it
boxes.
forward.
Pay it. You know what? I want to have this lady, Orly Wahab, on the show. She has a program. She has an organization that calls it Pay It Forward. And she is only, she's late at night. But anyways, we're coming to the end of the show. Here's our music that says goodbye to you.
Good night,
I
everybody.
thank you guys for listening to the show. I want to continue talking to you. I still want to keep preaching to you. Thank you, everybody. We love you. Pass it on to everybody.
Good night.